Hey everybody, it's Shadowstar and Crystal here for another review of Legends of Tomorrow. This time it's Turncoat, and the episode opens off with Mick Rory doing the opening, one of the best.
Yeah, that's always fun.
I love the fact, like I said, I love that they switch him around, and of course I love that Mick gets to do his one with his own little style, which is fun.
Yeah.
But getting to the episode at hand, we had our cliffhanger last time, so we're off to the American Revolution this time.
Yeah.
So yeah, we get George Washington and all that good stuff. We also get an odd thing in the fact that this is a Christmas episode, but it's not Christmas. Because this episode aired in January, which is why you'll notice it happens now, not when the other two Arrowverse Christmas episodes happened.
Ah.
Yeah, which is really weird. Why would you do a Christmas episode in January?
Yes.
It's an odd point, but this was a pretty good episode for quite a few characters. Not so much Sarah, she got to sit this one out. Stein was sitting this episode out, but Jax had a lot to do in this episode, of course.
Oh yeah, he was fun.
Jax had a lot to do in this episode. This was also the episode that begins stuff between Nate and Amaya.
Yes, so watching this again has fixed my memory, because before we started all this, I would have said, yeah, sure, they probably had some chemistry before they did this, but no. In all the episodes before now, Nate and Amaya never had any sort of chemistry.
They've not really
They shoehorned in a scene with a little bit of chemistry near the start with the Timequake moment, and then stuff just happens later on.
Yeah,
and
I know.
It's like, where's the chemistry? Where's the build-up? It's like they just invented it for this episode and thought, hey, what if they became a thing? They didn't plan it in advance. You know who she does have chemistry with? Mick.
I mean, I'm trying to think. They haven't, except for that one episode where we saw the old JSA guy, I don't think they've even had any scenes alone together, not let alone chemistry. But I suppose according to Nate, who needs chemistry? They're not in love.
That's true. He's playing it off as it's just chill, we're just doing stuff for pleasure, we don't have feelings, but he's denying it. He has feelings, obviously.
Exactly. So, yeah, that does come out of nowhere, which, yeah, you are right, and having watched it through a second time, you always remember, oh, yeah, it does really come out of nowhere, which is, watching up until now, you're right, a lot of people would have thought she'd either be shipped with Mick or possibly even Ray, because there were little bits here and there. Nobody wanted that. I remember people saying they didn't want her with Ray, which is good, because we had that with Kendra.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but following the cliffhanger, we do have Evil Rip, and I really enjoy Evil Rip as a villain. I do miss Phil, but Evil Rip was fun as a villain, and as a reminder, this again was part of the handful of episodes I saw randomly before watching the shows.
Yeah.
So, I knew Arthur Darvill was in the show, but I never got to see him be true regular Rip until I watched the show proper. Because first you see Phil, and now you see him as Rip, and like, oh man, he makes a good villain. But yeah, he was a great villain. Not much of the other Legion. You got a quick scene of Earbard, but the other two weren't in it this episode.
Except that scene didn't really happen, because as you would have seen, so at the start, Rip walks into the tent, shoots the guy, gives people new guns, and then talks to Earbard, and they say it's Christmas Day right now. But then, just as they predicted, the legends come, and they come on Christmas Eve, and they do stuff, which means that scene that we see at the start doesn't really end up happening, because it creates
that's what they wanted to do. They needed to create a super obvious aberration, draw the attention, then they probably went back a day earlier and was waiting for them to show up. How they knew they'd show up then is anyone's guess.
If they went back a day earlier, then there would be another Rip.
Well, we don't know when Rip arrived. Yeah, but yeah, their plan kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
But except there should be an extra scene of them giving guns, because at the very end, you see Amaya is gathering the guns, implying that they've had to go back to Christmas Eve, and Rip gave them all guns a second time.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, you're right, they erased the moment
Also, there are so many moments where from Rick's perspective, it would be useful to just kill someone, like so many moments where he could have shot Jax. He could have killed Stein in that room, but instead he just threw him on the floor. And yet he doesn't. Like, from their perspective, why not, you know?
Well, I can okay, he does kill Sarah, and he...
Well, at least he thinks she's dead, but she's not completely gone enough because Gideon can't fix her.
And he does attempt to, and he was about to kill Jax, but Jax says he knows where the spear is. He probably didn't kill Stein because he thought, well, this might incapacitate and kill Jackson, and he can't tell me where the spear is.
Oh, true.
Yeah, but yeah, whatever.
But another thing, Jax had him, dead to rights, pointing the gun at him. I know Sarah said don't kill him, but instead of pointing the gun somewhere that would kill him, why not shoot his hand and make him drop the piece of the spear? Why did they not
I can explain this, because this is a criticism so many people who don't understand guns completely say. It's the same reason why when, like, people wear armor, people are like, well, why don't you just shoot him in the face? Because anyone who's even remotely understandable of how guns work understands the core principle is you always go for a chest shot. The reason being is this chest is the easiest part to get and the hardest part to move. Hands are pretty quick to move. You can't move your entire body.
True.
Anyone who either knows a gun or even people who don't know gun. I mean, Jax probably isn't that proficient in a gun, so he's barely going to be a good shot as it is.
Alright, why not bluff, make him think you're going to kill him and say, drop the spear or you die?
Because obviously, Rip called his bluff.
Okay.
Rip literally called his bluff. He's like, go on, kill me. And he didn't. Yeah, but then of course there's... So yeah, you got the Nate and Amaya stuff, you got the Rip and Jax stuff, and then of course you've got the more fun stuff with Mick, which...
Okay, but Sarah is trained by League of Assassins, and we have seen before that she can keep small weapons on her. Why doesn't she just throw like a small knife to keep him from running away, and then snatch the spear off him?
Maybe she's worried he would bleed out.
Oh, come on, carry him onto the ship, Gideon. If Gideon could fix her, Gideon could fix him.
What if he woke up halfway through and started attacking everyone?
By the time he wakes up, they could get him in handcuffs or something.
They don't have handcuffs on them.
Look, there are plenty of ways.
They don't have to carry him to the ship. They just have to get the spear and run. Oh, whatever. Enough about that. But anyway, yeah, we had the Sarah and Jack stuff.
Yeah, but they got to get him onto the ship to fix him because they don't want him to bleed out and die.
No, but can't solve all the problems. They can at least get the spear off him.
Yeah, exactly. They could have gotten the spear.
Anyway, we had the Sarah stuff and the Jack stuff. We had the Nate and Amaya stuff, and then you got the fun stuff with Mick, which was always great. You had a lot of fun stuff with Mick and George Washington and all those stuff.
And now he's got a pet.
Yes, and now he's got a pet, and we get to Christmas Bean, which was fun, but of course, why would we have a Christmas episode in January? But yeah, and why would they put a... The only reason I can think of is maybe George Washington formed a bond with this mysterious person, and then, think about it, they get in a time ship, so he's like, well, where'd he go? He must have assumed that this person was killed in the war, because that's the most obvious answer if he vanished. So then he thought, well, this person really inspired me to be what America is, so I'm going to name him, because he could see it like, this is what the regular person is. It's not so much saying Mick is a hero, but he's putting a statue to say the model American or whatever.
Okay, but how did he make the statue look so much like him when he didn't take a photo? He couldn't... How could he design it to look just like him?
I don't know. They just said draw a bald guy.
No, it really looks like his face.
I don't know. But yeah, that's the only reason I could think of. It's like, okay, because he's like, well, Mick, you're the idle American, so I've done a statue to show how the regular people can be idle Americans. But anyway, it's a fun joke, and you'll never hear about that statue again. Maybe it's still there.
Probably.
Must be very... Can't be anywhere. I wonder if people would tear down that statue. Whatever. But this was an enjoyable episode. I mean, again, it's another episode I hold close to my heart because it brought me into this show. So I'm still going to give it another 9. It's a really good Legends episode. Season 2 is so
I'll go
good.
8.
It's one of the better Season 2 Legends episodes.
Yeah, definitely.
What is next episode called?
Camelot 3000.
It's a case where they literally couldn't figure out what that episode name was, so they named it 2 things.
Yeah.
Anyway, I remember what next episode is, and I'm kind of half and half on it, but we'll worry about that next time.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll see you next time for more Legends and other things as well. See you next time, guys.